Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the fourth episode of Office Response Presents Farming Simulator 22. So, in the last episode, we actually did a lot. We did some shopping, then we applied lime on those two fields over there, and then we collected the straw on this field using a baler, and now we have 5 bales as a result of that. So yeah, and the last video ran too long. Um, when I was uploading it, I actually saw it was more than an hour. So um, I'll probably try to keep it under 40 minutes if at all possible. See, because in this game, once you start playing, you quickly lose, any sense of time, and yeah, that can cause to um, you know that can cause long videos, and I would rather keep it um, to about 40 minutes per video. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to look into the tools which we can use to collect the bales. So yeah, we were going over this menu when I actually realized the video had run quite long and I decided to end it. So yeah, the flatbed trailers, we can use these. So you can either put bales on them manually, or you can use the autoloader. But what I wanted to show you is this. This is the auto stack, and yeah, so it can hold 14 bales, and it's a very nice machine. So it has this pickup thing over here which goes down and pulls up the bale, and then this is the stacker which puts the bale in their respective position. So I don't think we are too much bothered with what tire this has. So let's go ahead and buy this, and I think a medium tractor will be just fine to handle. And yeah, I am not going to leave all these machines here, so eventually they will make their way into the sheds, because that's what we built the sheds for. So for once we'll take the road instead of cutting through the field. I mean, we can take this road at least once per episode, and as we go ahead in the video we can just cut through the field if we want to save some time. But yeah, so let's have a quick look at the controls before we head into the field. So as I said, so the operating position is the front pickup coming down and getting ready to pick up bales. So if you move close to a bale, it will pick it up and it will place it here. Then when you collect another one, So these now will be stacked here, and the stacker will move backwards as we put more bales. So works for two bales at a time because it stacks them one on top of the other. So that will be seven set of bales or seven pair of bales. But in this case we have only five, so we'll just fold it. And we can unload the bales in the last section, the shed. So you can just press Y to unload, same as the baler. It will unload the bales. So let's make sure we have. I almost forgot that it is supposed to unload vertically, so now this is probably stuck. Huh. Yeah, I've messed it up completely, haven't I? Alright, so I guess it's coming down, but we'll have to be mindful going forward. Yep, that was not pretty at all, whatever that was. So let's try and pick them up again so we can at least stack them properly somewhere else. Yeah, and if that was for real, that would have been very unpleasant. I don't think I can pick these up. So we'll just push it outside. I apologize for my sore throat today. Yeah, it's been getting quite chilly here, and the changing weather doesn't do any favors. So this one will probably pick it up here. And now let's try to unload them somewhere with a higher ceiling. So we can probably dump them in the silage bunker. Hmm. Yeah, maybe we can do that for now. Um, so these won't be of much use at the moment. We'll just keep them outside. So this is how it's actually supposed to happen rather than what happened last time. Just position them here, drop it, and cold. So that's how it's supposed to be. Um, I apologize for the mess that I made earlier, but yeah, that's something to learn and something to keep in mind. It's a simple thing, but you know, you- bailing is something which you don't do that frequently, so you tend to forget. So we'll just park it right here alongside our baler. So that's the baling done. So we can just apply lime to this field now, and then we can move on to fertilizing. So we have 28%. So we'll probably just quickly go and refill it rather than having to do that in the middle. Again, we can cut through this field, but let's control our intrusive thoughts for now. Take the same way. So as we move away from our farm, the size of the fields will also increase, and as you can see in front of me there are 3 or 4 fields which are perfectly rectangular, and you know they are very symmetrical. We'll probably buy them at some point. One of them already has lime. Let's refill ours. One probably has wheat, and the other looks like oat. Yep. So these are the 3 fields which I am talking about. So this doesn't have anything at the moment. This has wheat and this has canola. This one. So we can plant it as well as we can harvest it during this month of August, and I think that's, apart from poplar and the grass, I think that's the only grain crop which we can plant during August. Alright, so that's the lime refilled. So you can almost hear the increased strain in the voice of the tractor engine once that tool is completely filled, because that's a lot of weight right there. Lime is something which is very heavy. So we are cruising at 53 kilometers per hour. We can take a right here, and we should be at field number 38. We'll start here. Unfold. Spray. That's the first row. Don't want to leave any gaps because that just leads to wastage. Yeah. So these fields they do have this margin on every side. Whether you apply lime or fertilizer, or even if you try to plow it just doesn't go away, and it's not consistent. Somewhere it's like it gives in a little bit, like this corner right here, and otherwise it's just straight margin where won't apply anything. So yeah, that's something which we don't want, and that is something that always ends up happening. Even the awesome driver that I am, always end up leaving these small gaps which you have to come back to, and waste a lot of lime trying to cover those areas. Yeah. So that will be another pass here. So the fertilizer spreader actually has a function to adjust the working width, but I haven't seen anything like that in the lime spreader, so we have to work with what we have at hand. So that's the field covered, is it? I see something. Yep, this little patch that I missed. Alright, so we'll just squeeze into here. And park our lime spreader over here. Yep. And let's go pick up our fertilizer spreader. We have the fertilizer tank, on our farm, so we can just fill that tank from the market and then fill or refill our fertilizer spreader from that tank, so we don't have to go to any fertilizing station if there is a thing such as a fertilizing station, but we can do that right there on our farm. Yep. The temptation to cut through that field is very, very strong. We can probably do that regularly once we purchase that field, but until then, we don't want to piss off our neighbors. Another thing I'll probably be doing in the next video is have some chickens on the farm, so we'll probably find place to keep those chickens so that we can have a steady supply of eggs which we can probably use um, to make some bakery related products. So we won't be selling uh, any products to already established production chains. Instead, what we will do is we will buy those production chains and then make the product ourselves. So that will again be a nice method to explore production chain. So I'm using N to open and close this. So even though I'm not sure how it's gonna refill it, maybe magically, but yeah, still I'll open it and then I'll try to refill it. Hmm. So it's not giving me an option to refill. Not sure why. I really hope I didn't do anything stupid. Hmm. Okay, close cover. That's N. And yep, I'm over the marker. I cannot refill it for some reason. We'll probably have to look into that. So it says you first need to fill the tool, but again, it gives me no option to refill it. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not sure what. Let's see. So, yeah. So the silo is full. It has liquid fertilizer. Hmm. Does it use liquid fertilizer, or I think it's the type of fertilizer that we are trying to fill it with that's causing an issue. Yeah, because I think the spreader is for a different type of fertilizer. Yes, let me see. Yeah, I think it's the solid fertilizer, and the silo that we have is for liquid fertilizer. So we'll just have to. I'm not sure if the value of the fertilizer is included in this. Let's see. So this container, it costs $46,500, and when I'm selling it, it's just giving me half. And the amount of fertilizer that we have filled in this, that cost, we are not going to recover that cost. Yeah. So vehicle running cost, construction, land purchase, there should be a big number here. Wage payment, okay. Miscellaneous, that's what we have added. Construction cost, hmm, it is not showing me the cost of the fertilizer. The liquid fertilizer we just refilled the silo with. Hmm. Anyways, yeah, so I don't think there is much we can do about it. So let's move forward and sell this and instead have this one. So this is, it can be filled with the fertilizer. Again, it doesn't say which type of fertilizer. Yeah, but let's try this one now. I'm just gonna place this here. We just, yeah. So this is solid fertilizer. So I think this is the one we should have constructed in the first place. I was more concerned with the capacity rather than the type of fertilizer, but yeah. So we can start filling now. Yep. Hmm. So that's something to keep in mind. If you use these containers on your farm, is to differentiate between solid and liquid fertilizer. Yeah. So once now we have that out of the way, so this actually has, I think, very wide working width, that's 42 meters. So we should get this done pretty quickly. Yep, I'm not even utilizing its full width at the moment. So let's see if we can increase the speed 30, and we'll just go straight from here to the next field. That will save us some time. Yep, we're just gonna turn back. Yeah, I still need to get rid of these trees because they just make everything confusing. Probably adjust my position here so we don't have to come back for that little portion right there. So yeah, this should do it. Okay, so we'll just head on straight as we can. So this is where you can use the GPS steering, but again that takes a chunk out of the realism, and you know making a mess and then fixing it up. Going for a third pass. Let's start here and see how much we can actually cover. Probably move a bit, and it should get the whole strip right there. Yep, probably try to steer clear of that tree, and that's two of our fields fertilized. We can get that little bit, um, that little portion a bit later. For now, so you see the utilization of the fertilizer is far more, slower as compared to lime. So we've done two fields already and still 88% in the tank. I'll just get this one. All three fields done, still 88% in the tank. Okay, so get this little bit here and this little bit right here. So you are supposed to do, talking about the utilization, so you are supposed to do two layers of fertilizer every time you plant something. And lime, the field actually needs lime once every 4 or 5 crops. I'm not sure of the exact number, but yeah. So that justifies the utilization or the rate of utilization rather. So that's fertilizing done. So if we take a look at these fields now, so both of these are harvested and this is cultivated. There's no change in that. But if you look at the soil composition, so these are now fertilized. Okay, and these boundaries that you see, this is because they won't accept the lime. Same goes here. Maybe Once we plow it, this will change, maybe not. But yeah, something like this always happens. Even for this field, you can see a black outline here. So these are still fertilized only once, so that's why they have a lighter shade of blue as compared to field number 42, which has uh, two coats of fertilizer. So that's why it's a darker shade of blue. So that's all the three fields fertilized. And let's quickly have a look here. So these are, this edge is the one which is, it's fertilized. Obviously, if you look at the field, it only needs plowing now, but all those jagged edges are still there because those don't accept the lime and they don't accept any fertilizer on the edges. Not sure why that is, but yeah, that's the way it is in the game. Uh, so yeah, I'm going to wrap up this video right here for the moment, and we'll continue with a couple of other activities. So first, what we are gonna do in the next episode is, plow, or rather mulch it first, and then we are going to plow these fields. It's still 11:23 in the morning, so we have a lot of time on our hands. So we'll be taking things slowly, and we probably might do the chicken um, production line. Yeah, so we might probably make some chicken coops in the next episode. So I can usually put them here, or we can put them here. So we can utilize this space to collect the pallets, and we can have a road on the left hand side for refilling the feeders. So yeah, we'll get into it in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and please do like, subscribe, and share. Have a nice day, everyone. That's me signing off. Cheers. Bye bye.